guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. The topic for today will be if you will change. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, what's up a little bit? There we go. Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. It is coming up to the end of this week. I saw this very powerful video the other day by Jim Ron, and the basis of the topic was if you will change. We're not talking about everything in your life, we're talking about just yourself and the little things that you do for yourself. I noticed that was a big impact in my life when I started doing YouTube, that my mentality started changing a little bit more. When I started doing Instagram and TikTok, I started making videos well, it was first for myself, honestly, because I wanted to get more confidence. And then I started going back to what I was studying with the Bible and knowing that everything that I do is for God. So it has to be a reflection of God. It has to be a reflection of the stuff that I do and the way that I want to represent my life as the leader of the social media team, as someone who is a father, husband. So it had a lot of stuff that I had to work on, but I started changing little things in my mentality to start working towards that goal. And it wasn't everything that was around me, because, like I've said before, we can't change the world. we can only work on ourselves and change the little things in ourselves. So instead of me, excuse me, posting all of these videos about the gym and posing and being half naked on camera, it was more about being an example, being a representative of Christ, being a father, being the head of the household. And those are little things that I had to work on that I didn't have traits for. I just didn't understand it at when I was younger, when I was 25. I didn't get it too much even when I was 26, 27, and that was just a couple years ago. So going through these little things, it does help you in the long run. From where I'm at versus a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'm more than grateful for the way that I've changed and grown. But you have to be able to change it. And it's not gonna be like flipping a switch. That you know how that's so instant. It's gonna be more of a working on it. Like it's just the analogy of someone who works out. You're not gonna see results in the first couple of weeks. You're not gonna see results in the first couple of months. You're really gonna see results if you're consistently working month after month, week after week, day after day, consistently on your diet every single day, consistently working on cardio, and then you start taking those pictures month by month, and you start seeing a change 6 months in, a year in, 2 years in, and before you know it, it becomes a lifestyle to you. All right, guys, just picking up where I left off. The another thing that I look at, another thing that I look at is how will these small, how will these small changes in yourself reflect in your day-to-day tasks? Like for people who like to go out and drink, I've never been that type of person too. But instead of me going, if I was that person and I wanted to be a little bit healthier, I wouldn't go out as much. I would stop, maybe every other weekend, stop going out, and then eventually make it down to one weekend, and then make it down to never, and then finding better ways to actually go out rather than going and drinking. Maybe change little things as going to the park, going to play basketball, going to play a sport, things that are actually going to be beneficial in your life. It's only going to happen if you change. If you don't change, these things are going to stay consistent until you're older and older. And when you have kids, or if you do have kids, it's going to just get passed on to them. Now, myself, I didn't have a lot of role models for sports. I didn't have a lot of role models besides my mom, who worked a bunch. So, of course, the one thing that I thought about was working a lot. And it those little things that she did in her life made a big impact on us. And that's why I work as much as I do now. but I've learned to slow down and to make those little changes for my kids, for my mentality, for my honestly, for everything in general. The biggest thing that helped me was deciding that I want to work from home and I want to see my kids grow up. I want to be able to take them to school every day. And that definitely is one of the biggest motivations I had to work on myself more. But it's only going to happen if you change. Be happy for the things that are actually going on in your life, and talk to yourself about those things. Give yourself a chance to reflect and see where you're at. I just helped one of my cousins go through the steps of planning the next 5 years, and for her, it was a big thing. And I'm very proud of her. I'm very, very, very proud of her that she took the time to sit with me and actually talk about it rather than just say, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Like, we actually sat down and had a good, mature conversation. And if I had someone at that age tell me everything like that, and they were honestly caring about me, then I would love to do what I can to make sure that I not just made them proud, but made myself proud. All right, guys, so we have came to the end of the video for today. You guys know the drill. Again, just giving thanks to everyone who has been watching and will be watching. The topic for today, like we were talking about, is if you will change. And of course, it's also the beginning of the year. A lot of people are making those New Year's resolutions. Please don't let it be just for a week, 2 weeks, a month. Keep those resolutions in your heart, something that you're going to think about all the time. Write it down, put it somewhere you're going to see it every single day. I know for majority of the people out there in the world, the first thing they do when they get up is they look at their phone, whether it's to turn off their alarm, whether it's to go on TikTok, whether it's to look at notifications, check emails, whatever it is. Give yourself another alarm during the day to remind yourself that you are working on yourself, that you're doing what you have to do, that you're doing what you want to do to help your life and help your mentality, help everything in general. New Year's resolutions are great, but let's not repeat what happened last year. Let's actually move forward and actually grow. I was just telling one of my friends here, Albert, that he was telling me that he really wants to make a lot of money so he can provide for his wife and buy a house right away. And I said, that's amazing. If I give you any advice as a parent, is if I had a choice, and I would never go back and change this, but if I would have waited just a little bit longer, I think I might have had more stuff ready. But I'm happy the way that my life turned out because it's what I needed in my life. I missed a lot of the time. I missed a lot of time. I'm sorry. I missed a lot of time with my daughter when she was 1, 2, 3, almost 4 years old because I was too busy working and I cared more about work than being at the house. I decided to change that completely and not let the same thing happen with my son and try my best to be there for my daughter. And now it's been almost 3 years, and now it's incredible. It's incredible, consistently working at it and being there and learning how to be a dad and learning how to actually be a healthy father, a healthy man, healthy husband, not just physically but mentally. And it all starts with one thing. You change that one thing about yourself, and then another thing's gonna change, and another thing's gonna change, another thing want to change, and it's a lot of a lot of this stuff is just going to be like a domino effect, but you got to start somewhere. If you would change, everything else would just follow. Don't wish for it to be easier, wish for you to get better. I'm going to end it off right there. If you guys want to follow me, by all means, all my socials will be on my page and the description. If you guys have any suggestions, send me a comment or even message me on my socials. You guys have a blessed night, be safe, and we'll see you in the next one.